Hi guys, this is James and I'm here once again with Andy Kelly. Hello Andy.
Hello.
And now we are moving on to The Evil Within to talk about in preview form. You went away and played this?
No, I didn't play The Evil Within actually. They're not making it available for hands-on yet, but I did watch someone else playing it.
Okay, so you got a general idea of it?
Yeah. So it's the new game by Shinji Mikami. It's his last stint as a director.
Okay.
And interestingly, he's returned to where he began with survival horror. And this is proper survival horror. It's not... Resident Evil 4 was survival horror, but it was kind of action.
Yeah.
Quite heavy on the action. This seems to be a lot more like the original Resis. A lot of the time you will just have to run away.
Okay.
They made a point of saying that you will not always be fighting. There will be situations where there's 10 enemies and you've got 2 bullets, so you've got to,
make choices and run off a lot.
And it's dynamic apparently, so every encounter's different depending on your supplies and their AI and stuff. So it's like there are scripted moments to scare you, obviously, but then there's a lot of this dynamic combat-y stuff, which is quite cool.
Okay, now as the game is so far away, it's not out till 2014, we don't actually have any gameplay. We've got this horrible live-action trailer, which gives you a general idea of the tone they're going for, I guess. But what's actually happening in the game?
Well, you play as Sebastian, a detective who's called out to a mental asylum. We're not quite sure of why. They were really cagey on the story, but you turn up to the mental asylum and then some things happen.
Right.
And then you find yourself strung up in a freezer by like a crazy, like Silent Hill-esque kind of butcher guy. Okay. Like, he has no face and he's covered in blood, and he's carving up a body next to you. And then you have to escape, and that introduces the stealthy element, where you have to use stealth sometimes to sneak around. You can throw bottles as a distraction and stuff like that. But yeah, without knowing the story, it's hard to say what kind of journey Sebastian will be going on. But I can say that it will be horrible, because it's really, really grim. It has like Resident Evil 4 again has it's kind of campy, and there's a sort of dumb sense of humour about it, and like the calls with HQ, with Leon and HQ, and Ashley and Leon's back and forths and stuff, and just the giant El Gigante, and it's kind of like a fun schlocky thing. This is just absolutely weird and messed up, like Silent Hill. Really disturbing psychological horror. It's got a kind of grainy film effect on it, which makes it feel really like ominous and intimidating.
So how much of it did you actually see when they played?
Yeah, we just saw we saw Sebastian goes to the mental asylum, and then he's walking towards it, and it's id Tech 5 again, like Wolfenstein. So it's like a modified version of it. So it's really beautiful looking. There's beautiful rain and stuff, and then it's kind of, once you're captured by this weird butcher guy and you escape from his lair, which is a really great moment because he's got a chainsaw. Okay. So Shinji Mikami, as we know, loves a good madman with a chainsaw. Yeah. So you're escaping from him, and like at one point he cuts your leg, so you're limping, and it's like really intense. As you just hear like the chainsaw revving as you limp between these weird rooms full of dead bodies and stuff. And then we cut to another kind of Resident Evil 4 nod, where he was in a house and there was tons of enemies pouring through the windows. Okay. And he was like laying traps at the window, like mines, so they were blowing up. So there was that element of defense, so like a siege moment. But then he just had to run away because there was no way he could have taken care of him. And then he kind of runs down to a basement, and he's running towards these doors, but the doors are disappearing, like to mess with your head. Okay, yeah. And then like this weird sort of spider thing comes out of a puddle of blood, and then it just ends. So it was like really weird. It's hard to tell what the hell is going on. But it did feel the combat was like over the shoulder, Resi 4 style. So I'd say it was like a mix of Resi 4 and Silent Hill. Okay,
and it looks like you say horrible. I mean, some of the screenshots we've got, it's there's blood everywhere.
Yeah, it's a really super grim game, and probably the most sort of dark, twisted horror game Mikami's ever made.
And this is all next gen.
Yeah.
So this will be out 2014. Stay tuned to CVG and we'll bring you some more gameplay, actual gameplay, when we have it.